This video will discuss the need for some new levels. For example, here you see OpenRoads Designer. I've got a corridor placed in a file, and that corridor has template drop handles, corridor handles. It's got a terrain referenced in. The terrain could have certain features displayed, triangles, contours, break lines, boundaries. All of that stuff is going to require certain symbology, which gets defined through element templates using levels, colors, weights, and all assigned through there. Also, we've got name boundaries. We've got tools in OpenRoads Designer for analysis, site visibility, aquaplaning. We can analyze the terrain between points. We can do hydraulic analysis of ponds, trace slopes, things like that. So there's a variety of tools that need to be supported, which you may have some levels for, but probably not all of those levels. What we've done is come up with a CSV file that'll be distributed as part of the zip file that helps you get started here. So what we have is a CSV file that'll be distributed as part of the zip file to help you get started with this. And if I double click on that CSV file, it's newlevels.csv, and it's got some levels to support those new features we talked about. And again, you might have some levels for super elevation lanes or something like that in your previous legacy levels. If so, then you can take that line out. If not, then you'll have to consider, based on your naming conventions for levels, how you organize those, symbology, all those types of things that you might want to use. You'll consider that and be able to fill this information into this CSV file and then use this to create those new levels in the workspace. I've got an example of that. So this is the one that will come with the zip file. If I close this one and open up this new levels updated, I just showed an example in this one of how I might go through and update those to apply a certain naming convention. So I've applied a naming convention that might group all of the terrain elements, all of the corridor elements, and so forth. Whatever your naming convention for levels might be, you would go and put the relative level in here. You can define the symbology for those, and across the top it'll tell you what to put in all of the various fields. If you use level numbering for printing or for level filters, then you might have those grouped in a certain way and need to put in level numbers. So just consider the way your standards are organized, update this file accordingly, and then you can just import that into the workspace. I'll close this file. I don't want to save any changes there. And then, so if I go over to the file that we had in the previous video where we imported our legacy levels, I can just come back here and choose Levels, Import. And this time, instead of choosing a DGen library, I can choose a CSV file. And I can use my little switch down here to just go to my Active Directory under Feature Definitions, where I've got those stored at, and choose that new levels.csv. And you can see it's pulling in those levels that we just looked at there. I'll choose OK. And it's imported those levels into this library as well. That completes this video of explaining new levels and how you can import those using a CSV.